Exotic spices.
It's hot sauces from the Amazon.
The Amazon. Like the website, right?
No, I think it's from the Amazon. Wait, I don't know which Amazon actually. It has a parrot on it.
Oh.
That's you. I'm assuming the forest.
Okay.
Wait.
So this was the first song I've ever heard. And AJ, like were you two working on this before I came into the
Yes, we worked on it a little bit. This is the first song I wrote.
Mm-hmm.
Like I actually sat
Yeah,
down and wrote.
2 years playing the guitar. Am I out of frame?
You are.
Okay. Yeah, 2 years into guitar, and you wrote that. Or was it 1 year or two?
About a year.
Oh, a year.
About a year. 1 year. Well, yeah, I was probably a couple months into guitar when I wrote this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I was like, whoa, if I could just keep on going up and up and up, and it worked. And I just fiddled around with it until it sounded good.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I didn't really think much about the chords. I kind of hit one chord and I was like, wait a minute.
Oh, wait.
That's basically how it was when I made that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's that part of the song. So it's clear glasses made of plastic. You're just like acid. For how I'm melting. Sharp dances, harsh glances. Okay, it's really cryptic.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that after I made it, how cryptic it is. Okay, so let me break it down. Clear glasses made of plastic, right?
Mm-hmm.
At first, I found it just a really cool thing to say, and then I actually started putting meaning to it.
Mm-hmm.
So the meaning to it was, this is right when I got together with Tanaya as well.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the first things I saw her wearing were these clear glasses made out of plastic. So it was really funky that I made that lyric right before I saw them, and like shortly after I saw them.
That's crazy.
It was really cool.
Does she know that?
Yeah, she doesn't. Yeah, so
the first words of the album is about her. That's crazy.
Exactly.
And then, well, if I don't know, we want to make Set Sail the last track of our album, so it's literally with her.
Yeah, that's true.
That's so interesting to think about.
And then you're just like acid because I'm melting in your arms. Melting in your arms, comfortable.
Yeah.
You know, melting. Yeah, and that's about that. Sharp dances. This I just realized. Yeah, this whole song's basically about her, but it's very cryptic.
Mm-hmm.
Sharp dances. She's Caribbean, and she taught me how to do a bunch of different Caribbean dances that I eventually got okay at.
Mm.
So it got sharper. Come on, sharp dance.
Yeah.
Sharp dances and harsh glances. Now that's different. I'm a very attentive person, so I can tell whenever someone really doesn't like me that much or not, just from their like eyes, harsh glances, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I've gotten a lot of bad looks from some people. It's clear that they don't like me.
Wow.
So yeah,
That's crazy.
that's that verse. Just trying to play around with things at first, you know. I knew it needed to be different, but I didn't know how. So at first I was like, you know what? What if I just try octaving it? I was originally just going to do E string.
Yeah.
Then I accidentally did it on both, and I was like, wait a minute, that fits.
That's badass.
And then I just did the same descending pattern. I just moved it up, moved it up, and then I did this really weird funky one. This is a little
real
different.
stretch.
But I stretched it because my fingers have that ability.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna mention. Is that like, you cannot catch me
It's
dead
really hard.
stretching my hands that far.
Yeah, it's really weird because that chord. A broken ego makes people, and I crumble. When my heart comes crashing down, I notice that you're not focused. Right. A broken ego and a steeple. This is right around. I'm a religious person, and just like my boy here, I love these guys. But this is right. It was a rough patch around my life. 2023, towards the end of 2023, when I finally first got back in my church. It was a really rough area in general, but the main consensus of a broken ego and like broken will, broken ego, and a steeple, a church. So that's the main idea of that one. And for the next bar, and I crumble and my heart comes crashing down. That one is a little bit more like not cryptic. You know, I crumble when my heart comes falling down.
Yeah.
That's the basic consensus of that one. So yeah, and I noticed that you're not focused. Another thing, I'm very hyper attentive to people's like facial reactions. Something I always notice first about someone. So I notice that you're not focused or you're not listening to what I'm saying. So yeah.
I also noticed one big thing when people were talking about how like quiet your vocals are. I noticed that you are very dynamic.
Yeah.
It's not that you're a quiet singer; it's that you're a dynamic singer. So that like when I heard that like the verse, I that's why like I respect your vocals and like how you approach your songs because yeah, you can scream your head off the whole 3 minutes, but in the end of the day, you really show what parts of the song is like really, I guess like triumphant, like you're yelling like, and I noticed like that part's like it's so cool to like listen to it and notice like when you're quiet and it's very soft spoken, but when you are like yelling it, you're yelling like words or times where you like it's very really cool and interesting to listen to.
The parts that need the energy, I try to match it. But that'll be fixed in the future. Now, when we do more shows, we'll be able to mix like the PA systems more, bring up the lows so they can be heard more, and level out the highs so they're not too much.
Yeah, like everyone I know, where it was like, you guys should just like have them sing louder.
But if I sing louder, when I get to those louder parts, everyone's ears are gonna start blowing up.
Yeah, I just think just turn the mic up because you're a good singer and you know volume, but the mic wasn't just high enough for it to pick up the volume.
So take a piece of me and use it wisely. I'm going, sprinting through life blindly. The only future I see is one without the sun.
That is such a cool part.
I love that.
I'm actually kind of upset that you stopped.
Really?
Yeah, I got into that.
Yeah, it was so. The first time I heard that, I was like, man, like especially with the falsetto in the beginning, like that really just sets you into like this is a very very like emotional part. It's so cool, and the volume like just that moment where you're like screaming, and then I personally love the drums added to it.
Yeah, I love it. The little stops.
Yes.
It's so sudden, you don't expect it.
I love it. Yeah, even especially I think it was Restless is a really really cool.
Oh yeah, the dun 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 dun. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Those parts, like those tiny little rhythms, it's really really cool.
Yeah.
Especially as a drummer,
Mhm.
like just understanding that and just like perfectly understanding that moment, just like getting straight into it.
Yeah. So for the beginning of that, take a piece of me and use it wisely. I wanted that part to be more of down to a personal, like how the listener interprets it. I want them to put that in their own situation, their own life, like who's like taking pieces of you, using them wisely, stretching you thin from this corner of the room to that corner of the room, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that was more down to personal interpretation. Undoubtedly sprinting through life blindly. It was right when I was starting to write the song. I think I was just a couple months into music school, and I had no idea exactly what I was going to do with music. I didn't know if I was going to teach. I didn't know if I was going to produce. I didn't know if I wanted to be an artist or not. So I said, sprinting through life blindly. I don't know what my next couple of years going to look like. I had no idea that I'd be sitting here playing guitar and singing. I did not have any clue this would happen. But me sitting down writing that lyric helped me set this in stone.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm grateful for that. The only future I see is you beside me. Pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
The only future I see is with you beside me. And what was the last thing? So hopefully we'll get through this kindly. We'll get through this future. We'll get through this uncertainty with kindness.
Mm-hmm.
Kindly. Don't be too afraid of it. Step optimism. Step with it with optimism, basically. So I decided to slow it down. Well, not really slow it down. Mellow it out, and to end the song. So I didn't really change much with my hand. I just moved my finger a couple times on different frets, and it sounds completely different than the rest of the song, but it sounds related. So I slowed down and go to the. Bend in the song, so try to slow it down and get you like almost falling asleep right at the end of the song.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And if you hear the live video that we have, you can hear Daniel's bass, and it's a really cool moment because he goes like dee-doo-doo-doo, and it's so cool.
And he
like
starts slowing down with
it's a really cool way to end the song. And then it goes straight into the next song. Which one was Restless?
Restless.
That I think is such a perfect like transition. I remember when you mentioned that first, like in the album, I was like, oh, that's 100%.
He uses this on that note right there.
Mm-hmm. Is it the same key? Restless and Dawn?
Yeah, it's both. They're both in D major.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he uses that same note that ended it off to start off the song. So yeah, that's Dawn.
That's Dawn.
I was working through Dawn. My first song I've ever written. I've written songs before then, but I've never written lyrics for like strong structure. For like structure, I love English. Full structure.
Like, and that the craziest thing is that that's no musician. Like I have in my folder, and AJ I know for a fact. I have hundreds of unfinished songs that I've sat on, looked at it. I was like, I don't want to work on it. Let me work on another one.
Yeah, basically.
Like, so it's like, especially when like every day you like every other day you come up with you'd like text me, got a new song, got a new song, got a new song. I'm like, bro, like what the fuck? What do you be doing, like on your spare time? Then I see it's writing.
I usually have my guitar in my hand most of the time whenever I'm home. I just love it. I've never thought of guitar as a chore. I just really enjoy it. It's a hobby of mine.
Yeah.
It's like an excessive hobby. Like, in my mind, I've never really practiced with guitar. I've always just played with guitar. I've always just enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It never felt like something like just practice, but more than that.
Yeah, the most thing I'd ever practice would be the chord progression, because a lot of times I'd forget it.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be so long since I've played it, so I'll have to like remember the chord progression and stuff.
Yeah.
That's it.
I usually make the whole song before I even get it down. That's why the first practices I was so choppy on the songs until I fully learned them. Yeah. That's good. But yes, this is Dawn.
Dawn, first track of our album.
First track of our album.
Coming out 2025.
2025. The late spring, early summer 2025.
Yeah, so get ready.
Okay.
Oh wait,
I should probably practice it first and then before I play it.